Hey everybody, this is Claire, and this is Small Joyful Things. As always, I go to thrift stores or estate sales, or sometimes I buy things from Craigslist, and I'm always looking for really interesting things that I personally like or that I think you guys would find interesting. And then I bring them home, try and find out as much as I can about them, and then let you guys know about them. And I got something pretty good today. Once again, I'm still actually working quite a lot this week because my actual job has a deadline for a project on June 1st, so I've been not uploading as many videos of late. Hopefully you guys are being patient with me. I try to do one a day normally. But yeah, so here's what I've got today. This is incredibly fine, I have to say. So if you know your pottery, you'd straight away know this is the shape of Blue Mountain Pottery. Blue Mountain Pottery was a potter studio in Canada. I think they're local. If I remember correctly, they're local here. They're in BC, or they were. They were operating up until the mid 2000s, but then they went bankrupt, and essentially they ceased operations at that point. Now, if you've looked at some of the thrifting videos that I've done, I have spotted some other Blue Mountain Pottery pieces before, usually in the more typical black with the green drip glaze on it. Usually when I see these in thrift stores, the pieces are nice, but they're always hilariously overpriced, because thrift stores in, around Vancouver anyway, know very well that Blue Mountain Pottery is good stuff, and they're prepared to price it to match. Like, even in thrift stores, if you have like a particularly nice, like one of the larger pictures, which would be this one, maybe another like this, maybe that much bigger, like a water pitcher, they would easily be selling for like $30, even in the thrift store. Like, I can't imagine what you would buy them for actually online. In fairness though, the thrift stores are just kind of like that. If they know what they've got, they will completely overprice it, and I mean, good luck selling it. But for once, I managed to find a piece in a thrift store, and it was not overpriced, and it was a really good one as well. I picked it up and knew straight away it was Blue Mountain Pottery, and I was afraid to look at the price because I knew it was going to be terrible, or at least I just thought, oh, it's another piece, I'm sure it's going to be terrible. But no, they were selling this for $7. It was $6.99 Canadian, and I was looking at it going like, that's remarkably good. And considering that I have been on the lookout for Blue Mountain Pottery just so I can tell you guys about it, I thought it would be nice to kind of pick this up, even though, again, $7 is probably a little bit more than I would like to pay for a jug. But, it's worth it for the chance to actually show you this. And not only the fact that it's Blue Mountain Pottery, this is one of the classic shapes of Blue Mountain Pottery. They're known for doing like glazed animals and vases and a lot of other stuff like that. But this jug shape, pitcher, whatever you want to call it, this is actually kind of in between sizes, I want to say. It's a little bit, very careful, it's a little bit too big in the wrong shape to be a creamer, and it's a little bit too small to be a water jug. So yeah, I don't know. It is glazed on the inside. I think you could use it for that purpose, but it's probably designed to be more decorative than anything else. That said, it is phenomenal. I was very pleased to get it because this isn't just the usual Blue Mountain Pottery. This is the Harvest Gold glaze. This is like straight out of like the 1960s, 1970s, I think. I'll show you guys in a second, but before we get to that, let's measure it up. It is about 7 inches high. And with that amazing handle, I'm trying to eyeball this here, it's about, say, 5.5 inches, a little bit more, 5.75 inches wide that way, and let's say 4 inches across. There we go. So it really is beautiful. They did such a great job whatever on the glazes. Now the only thing wrong with this, by the way, is right there. There is a very tiny chip right there on the rim, and I felt it again. If you should always be doing this if you're in a thrift store. If you want to see whether something has actually been chipped, you must run your hand over it, like not just look at it. Your hand will feel little flea bites or chips like that far sooner than you'll actually see it, and I could feel that as soon as I ran my hand over it. And I thought, for $7 it is still well worth getting, because it is decorative, it's the Harvest Gold, it's Blue Mountain Pottery, it's nice, it's very, very nice. So let's take a look at the mark. Now the mark is hard to see. You can just about see the 3 little trees and then what would have said Canada underneath it. So Blue Mountain Pottery marks, I've seen several pieces in thrift stores that they have this mark, and I recognize it every time because I know I recognize the shape, and I just know that I know that even when the mark is very indistinct, like it would be in this case, I know that that is Blue Mountain Pottery because the shape is correct. Why this was actually priced at $7, I don't really know. They normally price them much higher than that. Like, if I saw this in a thrift store, obviously I did, I bought it. I was expecting it to be $15 to $20. The larger stuff easily goes for 30. And yet here we are. So anyway, let's actually talk a little bit about Blue Mountain Pottery. If you're not like me and you're not, as into pottery as I am. So here's our jug, and we can obviously see that beautiful golden glaze. Harvest gold is what it's called. But this is what is normally used for, or this is what you would normally kind of see. You see this color, this beautiful blue and teal, or I don't know what you call it, teal, maybe turquoise. So it's black underneath, and then it has this drip glaze on top of it. It is incredibly distinctive, and especially you see this shape. This is very, very distinctive. If you see this shape anywhere in this kind of style, it is absolutely Blue Mountain Pottery every single time. Unmistakable. Now, the fun thing is that how much have I actually seen in stores? I have seen in thrift stores at this point, I've seen one of these large, that's like a fluted vase. I've seen several of those. I've seen at least one cat. I've seen 2 ducks. I know I've seen multiple ducks. I've seen one of these large pitchers, like one of these large plates. That one I think was about $25. That was insane. I've seen a couple of swans. I have seen quite a bit of things. Like I've seen, at one stage I actually saw in a thrift store an entire set of like the teapot, the creamer, the sugar bowl, and I think maybe some cups. And all of them were priced individually $15 to $20 each. I don't know what they were smoking. Must have been good stuff. Oh, I've seen at least one dolphin, probably more. I remember seeing one of those. Interesting. And I have seen one incredibly large horse. I don't know how big that one was. The one that I saw, I'm going to say was like quite a bit tall. It was like at least a foot tall. It was enormous. Now, you can see as well that like if you just actually do a Google search for Blue Mountain Pottery, you will get this. You will get the black with the teal turquoise glaze over it. They did a lot of other different ones as well. You can see a few others there. It's just that they're known for the black with the teal over it. That's what they're known for. Now, I'm going to be showing you some other stuff. Here is the Blue Mountain Pottery Collectors Club, and they have a lovely amount of information about Blue Mountain Pottery themselves. It was a company that began in the early 1950s. It produced its wares until 2004, terminating business in February 2005. And it was based at the Blue Mountain Ski Resort outside Collingwood, and it was exported basically all over the world. And they have a bit about about the different ink stamps, mold marks, blah blah. Blue Mountain Pottery is best known as the traditional green glaze, a flowing drip glaze that made each piece a distinctive work of art. Yeah, that drip glaze or whatever over black. It's absolutely phenomenal. So yeah, there's a little bit of history of the company there. I'll put a link down in the description again. Now the interesting thing, or at least the one that I want to look at, is this, the harvest gold color. So here's a few examples of it here. And you can see that what we've got here is quite similar. That lovely kind of a speckled kind of a color. This isn't exactly the same, so I need to do some research to be sure that this is what I think it is. I want to be absolutely sure that this is definitely the harvest gold one, because I know they did something like, they did lots and lots of glazes, and it's, again, we can't rely on Google for this. We got to go and take a look just to be 100% sure. I am reasonably confident that it is harvest gold, but again, we got to do the research, and if I'm wrong, I'm wrong. Who knows? I'm sure I will find it. It's just there's a lot of examples here, and I'll just have to spend a while going through it just to make sure that I've got it right. But these are kind of the examples. This is essentially what the harvest gold, like the glaze, looks like, or at least this is what the internet thinks harvest gold looks like. Not a guarantee. Again, we're relying on the hive mind to know their stuff, and they're not always great. But that said, there's a little bit here about the actual, what you can actually use to identify a little bit more about Blue Mountain Pottery. And this is where I found this link, which is Dating Blue Mountain Pottery by Glaze Colour. And this is information that's pulled directly out of the catalogues, which is and hands-on experience of pieces and input from collectors. So this is probably the best kind of record that we're going to get, is how we can date something based on the glaze colour. And the interesting one for us anyway is this one, 1968 to 1982, Harvest Gold, possibly as late as 1984. And I know this because I remembered hearing about that at one stage when I was doing some research. I remember that Harvest Gold was one of the nicer colours and one of the more collectible colours that people were looking for. And it's definitely been mentioned several places that I've been doing some Googling on, that it's being mentioned as like that's the colour that like everyone kind of mentions after the original like teal drip glaze. Like they'll say, oh yeah, just that they made other colours, including the very popular Harvest Gold. Yeah. But anyway, having said all of this, what is this actually worth? Basically, because I bought it for $7. And for that, of course, we got to go to eBay. So here we go. Blue Mountain Pottery, Harvest Gold. What kind of stuff did they sell for? And there's a lot of kind of offers accepted. So it's, you know, possibly what we're looking at here is like the market is not as nice as it could be. That one is kind of nice. That's a 10.5-inch jug for $35. Again, you've got to pay attention to the sizes of this. There's another one that's shipping actually from Australia. That it kind of looks like one of the bigger ones as well. But you can see that there's still like some quite nice prices going on here. I've been, based on my research and been looking at the soles and everything here, for something like this, I would say it's probably maybe $25. You know, it's going to be around that, $20 to $25, and then shipping on top of that, which is not bad considering, again, I bought it for $7. So there we go. I'm really glad that I finally found a piece of Blue Mountain Pottery to actually show to you guys, because I see it in the thrift stores constantly and it's never worth my time actually getting some because the prices are just too high. So now I finally have some to show you, and it's in the classic shape as well, which is very nice. So here you go. This is my small joyful thing for the day. I hope you guys like it as well, and thank you very much for watching. Bye bye.